The shock and awe of battle on display at Lancel in Western Australia as Army Reserve gunners fire their mortars with live ammunition for the first time. Mortars are high trajectory weapons with a short range, but what they lack in distance, they win out in capability. With a high rate of fire, their fragmentation pattern is well suited for close support of ground forces. This is the culmination of a 9-day course for 12 part-time soldiers who are learning how to operate, control and fire the system.
Well, I've been at Seven Field Battery for 11 years now. I started as a soldier and then went away and did the officer training and came back as a lieutenant. I'm now a captain and I envisage staying for the next 10 to 20 years.
So the Army has a tried and tested way to train soldiers to fire mortars with speed, accuracy and safety.
It's a very safe practice, so there's a lot of safety staff that go into these activities, particularly having an officer in charge of the practice who actually plots where the rounds are going to fall, which is what we do also, but he's a safety check, I guess.
The mortar is a man-portable weapons system which the crew can take on their back virtually anywhere. A weapon that fires an 81mm bomb almost 5 kilometres. The crew learns the key 3 main components: base plate, bipod and tube barrel, how to pull it apart and how to put it all together again. All the training's done in stages. First, it's the Nico Round, a sabot or sleeve that drops away when fired with a smaller sub-calibre cartridge inserted.
The dummy rounds that you saw this afternoon or early on this morning were actually lead up to evaluate them and make sure they are safe enough to handle the live explosive.
This builds the soldiers' confidence and prepares them for the real thing. Use of training ammunition is an innovative and cheap way to learn.
Yeah, basically you've got the tail fin here. Okay, this obviously guides it in flight because it's a non-rifle barrel primer, which is the firing pin at the bottom of the tube. Your fuse at the top here. This one's actually a point detonation fuse. Basically, when the bomb hits the ground on the other end, direct impact, it explodes. Driving band, this helps with the obturation, so the escaping gases obviously can't get out, forces the round out. So it's quite a simple operation.
The mortar fires several different types of ammunition, and to avoid confusion, each round, or bomb, is colour-coded to make it easy to tell the difference.
So this is a light blue round, it's a prac round, so it has a small detonation at the other end. Okay, if you have an olive drab colour, so green, that's a high explosive round, which is going to have a big bang at the other end.
Today, the gunners are firing high explosive practice rounds. This projectile comprises a head, which bursts when the projectile strikes the target, and contains a marking agent which optically indicates the point of impact. The gunners can't actually see their target, so they rely on a joint fires team to tell them where to shoot.
My role's as the Joint Fires Team Commander, so I'm in charge of a Joint Fires Team that sits away from the mortar line. We could be anywhere up to 4 or 5 kilometres away.
The team members are known as forward observers for a good reason. They work on the front line, calling in fire as assaulting infantry get close up and personal on their objective. There's no room for error as the fire team observes the fall of the shot and adjusts the rounds onto the target. Students on the course also learn to become a command post operator. This is perhaps the most important part of the fire control procedure. Their primary task, to convert the orders received from the Joint Fires team into the firing data to control the mortar shoot. And they get a little help from modern technology, which calculates all fire control information. This means they can deliver rounds on target in the quickest and safest way possible. The Australian Army, whether regular or reserve, is constantly innovating. Communication, which began with flags, lamps and pigeons, now makes use of the most advanced technology available. So advanced, we actually can't show it to you. It's not just about lobbing bombs in the general direction of the enemy. These days, the Army have laser rangefinders, night vision devices and GPS.
If we know our location on the ground, if we know where we are, and we have a GPS grid, we can use a laser rangefinder just to more accurately fire a mission. It'll give us a bearing and a range to the target.
The Army Reserve just gives me different challenges. It enables me to be able to bring in the skills that I have developed over the years as a nurse in the emergency department.
It's good to know that whether the Army is defending our country or operating as a peacekeeping force, they have the technology and the training to do it safely and effectively.